right now during the Memorial Day event at Team Mazda. Get 0.9% financing for 60 months on a new 24 Mazda CX-50, or get 2.9% for 72 months. With dozens to choose from and thousands in savings, now's the time to get your new Mazda at Team Mazda.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you had plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here. This is Lionel Richie.
Okay. What's the song where it's, some call it love, I call it love?
Look, you know what? This is, we were talking about.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, good to see you. We were talking about Lionel Richie a second ago, and here's the thing about Liz Co. If you don't know, co-tunes needs to be an absolute thing because there are specific people and lyrics, and then she will reword it and turn it into something even better than the original creator.
Giving me too much praise here. I just kind of make it up how I say it's how it sounds in my head. I'm like, that sounds about right.
We were going back to Eric DeSanto. For those that you don't know the name, used to work here. We were talking about his not overall love for Lionel Richie. Thought he had one hit, and I said he had like half a dozen. And I started playing the songs, and you're like, oh yeah, I started singing. I don't know that what you were singing was a song.
Neither.
You got me on that one.
I'll work on that. We'll see which song it was.
B-side.
I call it, some call it love.
Hold your co-tunes.
If you know, please email us. Let us know, because that's going to be stuck in my head all day.
You know, I was talking with our good friend over in the newsroom earlier yesterday. Everybody loves Bria. Hi, Bria.
Hi, our digital producer.
I said, how many people are watching this in the morning? She showed me the number. I said, oh. So I want to wave to all like half a dozen of you right now.
Thank you for joining this, whatever this is.
Sorry. Maybe it's because we do this.
Oh, they must love it. Some call it love. I'm still figuring it out.
I gotta go look that one up now.
Yeah. Okay, let me know, Steve. I'm curious.
I am all for co-tunes though.
I need some backup singers here.
Coming to the play.
Someone I kind of got, of course.
My wife Christy you're 1A on the reworking the lyrics. Christy is 1B on it.
There you go.
Y'all would make quite the duo.
Okay.
I like it.
All right, let's give you a look at our weather outside this morning. Skyline view over downtown. We've got plenty of sunshine. That view brought to you by Our Lady of the Lake. Mainly dry locally, but we've got a pretty healthy storm moving northward now through Amite County, shifting north to Gloucester and Liberty at this hour. That's going to be moving out of our viewing area, but that one bubbled up pretty quickly this morning. Otherwise, we're dry and temperatures pretty close to normal. 71 Baton Rouge, New Road 69. Still pretty muggy, though, closer to the coast with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. All right, while we're starting out mainly dry this morning, we do expect good rain chances to return this afternoon. Here we are at lunchtime. Now, initially, what we might see, there's a weak boundary that's kind of stalled south of I-10. Storms initially kind of popping along that boundary, but we expect them to build inland by the afternoon. That's 3:30. You see scattered showers and storms showing up. And the graph also tries to generate some storms northwest of us and have some of those move in late afternoon. Here we are at 6 o'clock, starting to see things die down. And as we get near and beyond sunset, any rain that's around should die out pretty quickly, not unlike what we saw yesterday. For the most part, was a little bit of rain that held on overnight. All right, temperatures in the mid 80s at noon. Could sneak up around 90 before the storms start to become a little more widespread. Your afternoon rain chances will hit 50 to 60%. Severe weather threat today is not zero, just pretty low. The Storm Prediction Center does have a 1 out of 5 marginal risk, kind of clipping northwestern parts of our viewing area. Tomorrow, they actually expand that to include all of us at 1 out of 5 marginal risk. Tomorrow, what we're going to be tracking is the potential that we get a little more of an organized cluster or line moving in from the west, and that's why you see that slight upgrade and expansion in the severe weather threat on Friday. The pattern right now, though, again, we've got that stalled boundary, and every once in a while we get these disturbances triggering storms to our west and northwest, and they kind of follow that boundary down into our part of the world. So that pattern not really expected to change much over the next several days. With that in mind, I've got rain chances 50 to 60% each day from today through Sunday. Most of the activity will be during the afternoon hours. High temperatures closer to normal, upper 80s to around 90. Into next week, high pressure may try to build in from the south. As it does so, we trend a little bit drier, a little bit hotter again. Low 90s becoming more common, and at times could see those highs back in the mid 90s. Time right now is 7:07. That is Bria Grunion back there counting all 4 or 5 of you with us this morning.
Yes, checking to see how many people are tuning in.
We love Bria, superstar in this shift. We'll be right back with more of 9 News Now.
Seven to 8 your time right now. Let's get you caught up on a few things we're following for you today, including something we've been talking about for a week now, getting folks ready for the first of 3 school board meetings in East Baton Rouge to talk about the budget. And here's the thing. They want you involved.
That's it. So they're kicking off a series of meetings tonight. Matt Venezio is live outside of the school board office this morning to let you know why they want your input, right? We're talking about a number of things and building up that budget, including that controversial teacher pay decrease, $2,700. Also, how will the pay be worked out for important frontline workers? We've got our drivers, our mechanics, the folks who are serving lunch and breakfast in the cafeteria. Well, they want to hear from you. What is the community's priority moving forward? Well, tonight there's going to be the first of 3 meetings happening. I believe it's Park Elementary School.
That's exactly right. And so, look, man, I've got, my kids were through the system, that kind of thing, and we had some bus issues earlier this year at the very beginning. So when we talk about budget and having money for those making the job happen, this is a critical conversation. Get out there and be a part of it. We'll remind you about the other 2 as well.
Yes, and remember, we got to get this done early on, so come August, we're not dealing with the same issues again.
Right.
Also keeping an eye on this here, legislative session. We are down to the wire as we are expecting to be done by Monday. That is the hard deadline. But Matt, they want to be done by tomorrow.
Yeah, they said they could be possibly, right? So, typically in a normal kind of session, more often than not, you're kind of wrangling over the budget. They got that done pretty early on, and you thought maybe the big talking point or the big stickler would be possibly that constitutional convention. That's still stuck in committee. That doesn't look like it's going to be going anywhere, certainly not by tomorrow. So we'll see if lawmakers are able to wrap it up. They have until, Monday? But to your point, they'd like to get done tomorrow, maybe get the weekend.
And a big question, will the governor call a special session to get that constitutional convention done? We'll keep our eyes on that, but we got to get you into West Baton Rouge Parish, where the district attorney is using RICO law, which is not usual for something like this, to prosecute crimes for a theft ring, a car theft ring in Iberville.
So they've already got a few arrests here, right? They got like 2-3 teenagers arrested, but they also say that this guy, 24-year-old Warno Babineau, is now facing similar charges. They just don't know where he is. So they'd very much like to find him. If you know where he might be, make that phone call. Speaking of trying to find folks out in Tangipahoa Parish, Liz. Here's the thing. Actually, they don't believe these 2 are still in Tangi, but they are 2 of the 4 escaped inmates from over this past weekend still on the run.
We've been talking about it since Sunday, since when they broke out after the Tangipahoa jail. Do you think you've seen them? Have you seen them? Well, they're asking you to go ahead and dial 911 to hopefully get them back. You've got the victim's family for one of the accused here awaiting trial for murder. So we're going to see how this plays out. But in the meantime, authorities are asking you to really keep your eyes open for these 2.
Keeping your eyes open for hurricane season. Oof. It is like literally just the beginning of it officially. Days away, June 1, you know that. So our weather crew, our 9-storm team, as always, hard at work putting together the 5th season. We've
got every member of our First Alert weather team working on a special series and how this hurricane season may impact you based on how hurricane seasons in the past have looked here. Remember, it's going to be an active season here, at least that's what the experts are predicting. So how does that play out? How can you be prepared? All about getting you in the know. Tonight at 6:30, following 9 News at 6, 5th season will air right here on WAFB.
Are you a positive person?
Oh.
Are you an O positive person? If so, there's some hospitals, some blood banks, emergency rooms that are very much like what you got.
O positive blood. That's really what they're in need of right now. Right now, the Our Lady Lake Blood Donor Center says they're up to a 2-day supply. They would really like to be up to a 10-day supply. Remember, in the case of emergency, God forbid a mass shooting or a trauma situation, that blood needs to be on the shelf. So when you donate it, it takes a couple days for it to get processed and checked and tested for it to be on the shelves to give to somebody in need. So the Blood Donor Center asking folks to come out, become a regular donor. You just have to wait a couple weeks to donate again, but a great opportunity to get involved and give back in our community, Matt.
Speaking of getting involved and giving back to the community, what a great way. If you have a chance to maybe foster some animals or maybe donate to some of our shelters, Liz, they could use them because it ain't just humans dealing with the heat.
No, Companion Animal Alliance, on top of a number of our local pet adoption agencies and animal shelters, they're asking for foster families to come on out and maybe adopt a pet. It doesn't even have to be an overnight. Maybe take them out once a week, every 2 weeks. Come check them out so those pets get some loving, maybe sit in some AC. Matt, as hot as it is for us, it's hot on them too.
It absolutely is. Dogs don't sweat. They got to pant. Dogs don't sweat, right? Hey, speaking of the puppers, the annual Jambalaya Cluster Dog Show is going on. It's actually going on today through June 2nd, so you got some opportunity.
You can come on out, but remember, it's only for dogs who are registered. You can't just bring your own house pet there.
Well,
it's going to be a great showing. A lot of folks entering the contest for bragging rights here, so that's happening at the Lamar-Dixon Expo Center. But there's also a STEM fair happening at the main library today.
So 10 this morning until 1 this afternoon. Some great opportunities, all things STEM, so science, technology, engineering, math. It's a great way to maybe kind of immerse yourself, see what really is involved with all that. Again, 10 to 1 today. Main library. And speaking of getting educated, you got to have the right tools, Liz, and that requires a uniform in many places.
We are so proud to partner with St. Vincent de Paul, Our Lady Lake Children's Hospital, and First American Bank. If you have a child that's maybe grown out of their uniforms and it's still in good condition, well, don't throw it away. Donate it to St. Vincent de Paul. All those little red dots on that map are places where you can drop off those gently used uniforms, or if it's easy enough, go ahead and make a monetary donation. $24 gets you 2 sets of uniforms.
One to wash, one to wear.
That's it. Easy enough.
Well, if you step outside later today, you can probably get a free wash. Rain in the forecast?
Yeah, pretty good chance. We'll say 50 to 60%, mostly this afternoon. So keep an eye out, and kind of stuck with that pattern, it looks like, right on into the weekend.
Ooh, when are you guys going to mow? I thought about that yesterday.
Mine's starting to get high, too.
Short.
Drive into summer with thousands in savings during the Memorial Day sales event at the Team Automotive Group. Sedans, trucks, SUVs. The selection and the savings are here to start your summer during the Memorial Day sales event, now through June 3rd at every location of the Team Automotive Group.